Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. So I went ahead and made an executive decision and we're going to do the bookshelf tour and then we'll do the TBR of things that are on my shelf that I want to read and potentially some fan fictions that I have on my list of things that I want to read, or maybe just things in general. It's hard to say like what fan fictions I want to read because those, they change almost daily, like with people posting things. So we're gonna get right into all of the things that are on my shelf because there's a lot. So we're gonna start with like my massive collection up here on top of this shelf. There is a lot of Harry Potter merch because I have collected Harry Potter merch for a long time. And there were many years where that was like a lot of Christmas gifts from a lot of random people because they knew how much I loved Harry Potter. I also have some random mugs up there that I won't use because I don't want to break them. So there's a couple Harry Potter mugs. There's one Hunger Games mug that someone made for me. And then, like I said, tons of Harry Potter merch. When we get into like my bookshelf is where we get into like all the other things. So there's some Oran Host Club. There is one Heaven Official's Blessing. There is some Fruits Basket. There is another mug. That one is the first line from the Lunar Chronicles and it's full of bookmarks. I have my two faves from Haikyuu, that's Tsukishima and Nishinoya, along with a mug. There is a glare on that box, but that is the box for the box set of Carry On, that series, also with Hitoshi right there. On top of my Hero box set, we have Aizawa and Kirishima, along with some Funkos of Ida, Aizawa, Kirishima, baby Deku in the All Might onesie because that's literally the only Deku I want. There's Todoroki, a figure and a Funko. Just some motivational things, more mugs. There are some cards from different things. The one right there is from an Otome game called Lover Pretend. We have Luck and Yami from Black Clover Funkos. There is a disc plate. I had a disc plate on the other side too, right there. That is Fruits Basket, and I have a disc plate right there that's Haikyuu. There is Grey Fullbuster from Fairy Tail, a Ravenclaw candle, the box set of Wotakoi, which I have read. I just keep it on top in the box. There is Belle and a Stitch Funko and just a Harvest Moon plushie. Okay, so let's start with like the first corner. So my bookshelves are probably very strange the way that they're set up. They're like the cube sets, but there's the entire box set of Oran Host Club. I have read all of that. We have Imakoi, and in the back there is it's a long title. I was reincarnated as the villainess in an Otome game, but the boys all love me anyway. I've read some of both of those series. I haven't finished Imakoi. It's almost finished. In the next one, I have my set of Fruits Basket. I have read all of Fruits Basket. I love Fruits Basket. It's one of my favorites. I also got that at a con. It's so cute. I love them. Can I just say my arm is going to be so tired by the time I'm done. I have all of the omnibuses of Maid Sama. There is Cherry Magic. We have some random BL series there. I have not read either of those, The New Recruit, Punch Drunk Love, or Shout Loud My Heart. These two right here are series. I do not think that one is. I think that one is a one-shot. In the back, we have Bean Counter, which I have volumes 1 through 5, and the complete duology of My Dear Agent. All right, then moving down here, I have all of Hitorajime My Hero, which I love. It kind of gives me like the same vibes of Living Room Matsunaga-san. except it's BL. And it's slightly different. Obviously, that one can be problematic too, since the one character is a teacher and it's a huge age gap, but I love it and I don't really care. I have the first one of After School Etude, but I haven't read it. I have some of The King's Beast back there. It's kind of dark back there in that cubby, so I'm not sure if you guys can see. I have Golden Sparkle, Hate Me But Let Me Stay, number 6, Old Fashioned Cupcake, How My Daddies Became Mates, which is a good Omegaverse duology. The Twin Lions, or Two Lions, sorry. I have 2 of The Dragon's Betrothed, and also Takar's Treasure back there. I have almost the complete set of Delinquent Daddy and Tender Teacher. I do have volume 1 on my Kindle. That was another series I wasn't sure, so I bought it on Kindle first and then liked it, so I bought it. I have the entire series of Kami-sama Kiss, and I have the first 3 volumes of Oharu Ride. I have read all of that one. I checked it out from the library and was slowly trying to collect it. Living Room Matsunaga-san is another one. I've read the entire thing, but I don't own it. I'm slowly trying to collect it, but with older series like that, sometimes it's hard. Like Barnes & Noble will typically only sell volume 1. So I could order them online, but you know, it happens. I have the 2, I read the first one as an arc and then bought volumes 2 and 3 of Ayakashi Hunter's Tainted Bride. That one is written by the same person who does Kakuryou Bed and Breakfast for Spirits, which they are doing season 2 right now, and I'm so excited. I'm trying to wait till the whole thing is out because I like to binge my series like that. I do have My Happy Marriage. Those are the manga back there, and the entire series of Blue Flag, which I love. I can never not recommend that one to people too. Okay, my next cubby hole is My Hero Academia. And I know that you're probably like, why do you have some of those sitting up there like that? Those are the 5 volumes that I need to read again. I've read volume 38, but I read it a long time ago. And so now I need to read those last 5. I also have cute little Kirishima there. He's so cute. I love him. He's actually eating a piece of cake in that picture. I love him. He's my sweet boy. So I need to read the last 5 volumes of My Hero, and then I need to like finish binge watching the anime. I just don't want that series to be done, and so many people that I know have, you know, said it's so sad and they're crying and stuff. Just maybe not sad, but because it's over and stuff. So I'm like, gotta psych myself up to finish it. All right, and the next one, that one doesn't have anything in the back, except for Tengu's Love, which I have volume 2 back there. Another situation where I bought the first volume on Kindle and then bought the second in physical. So I have a lot of A Sign of Affection, and I have like random pieces of Nina the Starry Bride. I have 1 through 4 and then 10 and 11. I've read more. I've read past 4, but I was like trying to buy the new ones. I was like pre-ordering the new ones and trying to buy the old ones, and you know how that goes. All right, so the next cubicle is literally all Haikyuu. I have read all of Haikyuu. I do not own all of Haikyuu. I have 1 through 10, 15, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22. I think I have 20. No, I have 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and then 31 through 45. I'm missing random ones just because those are something that, like, if I have a gift card and I need to spend a little bit more, that's typically what I'll buy, is random volumes of Haikyuu. Okay, down here we have volumes 1, 3, and 4 of Link Click. I don't have volume 2. It was like sold out when I went to buy it. I've been slowly buying Here You Are. I love that series. I read it as the webtoon, and I hope it's being traditionally published and I'm not buying something that someone is like stealing, that would be really bad to find out in this video. I have a couple volumes of Ice Guy and the Cool Girl back there. My noisy roommate, like the roof over my head comes with a demon and a hottie. That's what the last word is. Golly day. Couple random BLs back there. There's a couple of League of Legends comics. No Love Zone is back there. We have 2 different series from Anna Sheen. I've read all of Waiting for Spring, and I do like that one, but again, it's an older one, and I tend to only be able to find those in like Second and Charles and stuff. I've read all of the Savior's Book Cafe, but I only have 1, 2, and 5. Dashing Zaddy, I read it as an ARC and I went ahead and bought it, but I don't know if I'll continue that one. And then I skipped over How I Met My Soulmate. But I really like Anna Sheen's writing, so I went ahead and started that series too. Okay, over here we have a lot of Sailor Moons. I read the comic originally, or I read the manga way back in the day, the originals, and then as they started coming out in the reprints, I started buying them, because I didn't own them when I read them way back in the day. I had always hoped to find them at like the Goodwill or something, but I never could find them. I have quite a few of Takane and Hana. That is another series that I like that has a huge age gap and can be problematic. I do not have a problem with age gap romances. This is not something new, but a lot of people, that's something that bothers them, and it is not a trope that bothers me, so I can't relate. Over here, I have 3 omnibuses of Noragami. I have 2 volumes of Anyway I'm Falling in Love with You. Not sure if I'm going to continue buying that series, however, I do like it. I have 2 volumes of My New Boss is Goofy. I have the volume of My Instructor Won't Yield. It's actually a very cute BL story. I think it's a one-shot. I strongly recommend you reading that one. I won't say it was a 5-star read, but it was really enjoyable. We have Our Dining Table, which I talked about earlier in the 12 Days of Christmas. And then back there, those are all Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest. I am a huge fan of Fairy Tail and 100 Years Quest, but I have not finished either of the series reading the manga. Okay, now we're getting into my books, which I probably won't go through all of them. These are like all of my Marissa Meyer right here. And then we also have Victoria Aveyard, the Red Queen series, which I also really enjoy. Down here we have a lot of Tahara Mafi, and I love the Shatter Me series. And we have a couple of just random things. We also have the Selection series. The Selection series is another series that's really good. It's like dystopian bachelor, and it's very interesting if you've never read the Selection series. First 3 books are great. The second 2, not so much. The Frostblood series is also really good. That one is right there too. We have more Marissa Meyer over here, which with Gilded and Heartless, and one of her contemporary ones with A Little Luck. Then we also have some other random books. Some of these things I have not read. We have my Harry Potters. I have like a mix of hardcover and softcover, but they are like the original covers. A lot of them I bought as they came out, especially like those 2 hardcovers over there. I bought them as they came out. Random things that I would like to read. I do really enjoy Emma Lord, so I have a couple Emma Lord books, and Sarah Adams, there's one of her books there. More random things. I have read My Plain Jane. I do like that book. I think that it got turned into a TV show, which I did not watch. Maze Runner. I love the Maze Runner series. It's very good. There's all my Lynn Painters. The Night Circus, also very good book. And All of Us Villains and All Our Demise is a very good duology. I love that a lot. Here we have my Hunger Games and Sunrise on the Reaping. I realized during my favorite of all times I forgot to talk about those, but that's okay. I have a lot of favorites of all time, if I'm being honest. Red, White, and Royal Blue, I randomly found that at the Goodwill and I paid like $2 for it, so that was pretty exciting. Ember in the Ashes is another really good series that I recommend to people. Over here we have some like contemporary things with To All the Boys I've Loved Before and Icebreaker, and then we have all of my Raven Boys and the Dreamer trilogy and all of my Rick Riordans, along with a couple of other things. There's Wolf Song and Remarkably Bright Creatures. There's more Percy Jacksons right there. And I will say pretty much every single one of these cubes that has books in it has books behind them all. But they're books that I don't really want to get rid of, but also don't necessarily see myself reading anytime soon. We have boyfriend material and husband material there. On this shelf here, we have more My Happy Marriage, but these are the light novels. We have some Dawn May there. A lot of my Dawn May is on my Kindle, if I'm being honest, but I do have Peerless and all 8 of Heaven Official's Blessing. This book right here is the one that I am currently reading right now, and also looking for group, which is the one that was on top of it. I think that's going to be my next read. Then we have the Carry On series. I think that is the Simon Snow trilogy. I think that's what the trilogy is called. I don't think it's called Carry On. We have more Rainbow Rowell with Fangirl and Eleanor and Park. And then, you know, Nightmare Before Christmas. We already established that I love those. Dungeons and Drama and Datings and Dragons is a cute series I liked a lot. Ready Player One and Ready Player Two, which we've already established how I feel about Ready Player Two. This series right here, The Arc of Scythe, is another good series. We've got the Flawed and Perfect duology, and then my copy of Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which it looks like one is missing. Which I think, honestly, I think my mom borrowed The Magician's Apprentice. I'm pretty sure that's where that book is. Over there, we have the Shadow and Bone series, which is the Grisha trilogy. If I'm being totally honest with you, I do not enjoy the Grisha trilogy as much as the Six of Crows duology. Mostly because I don't really like the main character of the Shadow and Bone trilogy, and 2 out of the 3 love interests I like, and she managed to not pick either one of them. And that's just rotten luck on my part. I do have the majority of the Cruel Prince series. I've read it all multiple times. I do not have the Wicked King. That's the one I'm missing. I do have Our Savage Song and Our Dark Duet. That is a really good duology by V.E. Schwab. And A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab is another really good series. All right, so that was a nice, not as long as I was anticipating actually, tour of my books. I'm not going to lie to you, there are more books that are just stacked in piles because I really don't have room for more things on my shelf. And I really just don't want to get rid of things. So I don't know what to do there. So that's where we are. I have things everywhere. I love that my little Kirishima is in the back. He's like above my hair though. So we're going to shift just a little bit more so we can see my sweet darling child. I love him so much. All right. Anyway, I hope you really enjoyed this tour. You are probably like, oh my God, you have way too many things. And my husband would agree with you. He also thinks I have too many things. But anyway, I will see you guys next time. And we're going to talk about my TBR. See you next time.